Today's episode of Kingstonist News is brought to you by KCCU, Kingston's only locally owned credit union serving the community for over 65 years. KCCU, your community, your credit union. I'm Sarah Burtch with Kingstonist News, and here are your top headlines today, February 18th, 2025. Despite a history of complaining about the slowness of the legal process, Sharon Boldrick, the mother of two men convicted of gun and drug crimes that occurred under her roof, failed to show up for a court hearing last week. Boldrick was to have her charges withdrawn at a previous court hearing on January 30th, but decided against it. Her lawyer stated that her client's refusal at the time was due to Boldrick's concern with the Crown's condition that she be subject to a 5-year weapons prohibition. The lack of parking in downtown Kingston is a familiar complaint amongst shoppers, business owners, and others. But BA Consulting Group, a consulting firm hired by the City of Kingston to examine parking rates and fines, concluded there is ample parking available if you're willing to walk. The city-hired consultants were tasked with looking at the financial health of the city's parking reserve fund. The EITP Committee approved staff recommendations based on the consultants' report to impose a 50-cent across-the-board increase in hourly parking rates and charge an extra $1 for special event parking, as well as boost meter-related parking fines by $10 starting on April 1st, 2025. There's not much more instantly associated with Canadian identity than the maple leaf and the red and white flag. On this year's Flag Day, Saturday, February 15th, 2025, 5 living former Prime Ministers of Canada, Joe Clark, Kim Campbell, Jean Chrétien, Paul Martin, and Stephen Harper, came together to jointly author a letter to all Canadians, urging Canucks to fly their Canadian flags like never before. The Queen's Black Medical Student Association's opening ceremony for Black Histories and Futures Month took place on Tuesday, February 4th, 2025, in the atrium of the School of Medicine building. Launched in the fall of 2025 admissions, the program aims to create a more inclusive entry point for all applicants and minimize systemic barriers to becoming a doctor. It also includes a pathway for lower socioeconomic status applicants and makes changes to the current Indigenous pathway. For more on these stories and other local news, visit kingstonist.com and subscribe. Use my code SarahB2025 for 10% off.